Can an amateur cyclist on a top-spec road bike beat a pro hill climber on a folding Brompton bicycle? Is it all about the bike, or is the engine more important? With the help of double national hill climb champion Andrew Feather, we are going to find out. We want to know just how fast the world's best cyclists can go on folding bikes like this. I mean, they're great for commuting and folding up and getting on trains and stuff, but how do they compare to a regular road bike? Oh, and if you enjoy videos like this, well, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. To find out, we've once again come to the beautiful Cheddar Gorge in the south of England. This 4.6 kilometre climb averages 4%, but has steep ramps and a max of 20%. Now, ordinarily, if I went up against Andrew Feather on his lightweight 5 kilogram climbing bike, he'd absolutely smoke me. I mean, you may remember that he even embarrassed 4 of us GCN presenters trying to work together and beat him on this climb. So, well, I think it's only fair that we give him a bit of a handicap. I mean, he's 63 kilos now, has a 5-minute power of over 500 watts, which is world class. And his name's Feather, for Pete's sake. This is the start line. You ready, Andrew?
I'm ready, yeah.
Cool, so am I. If you're wondering what the fastest time is up this climb, well, it's 8 minutes 34 seconds, rapid. And I'll give you one guess who did that. It's pretty impressive, to be fair, because it's faster than all the World Tour pros who went up here in the Tour of Britain. They were all drafting each other, so I'll give you that one.
All right.
Give you that one. And well, it'll be interesting to see what the time difference is on a Brompton for you. So, right, I guess we should have some beeps and go. You ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, bloody hell. This is ridiculous. He's going so quick.
I think I've managed to get a gap, but he'll be a lot quicker than me on the flat bit.
I can't believe how quick he's flown up that steep section. And now, it levels off a bit. And I think my bike will have an advantage, I hope.
This is quite flat. It's about 3%. So just seated, trying to maintain cadence.
I can see him, but he's still shifting. Oh man, gaining.
I'm literally spinning out. Oh. How fast are you going then?
Quick. Oh, I'm tired again.
Oh, it's just spinning out at the end. I can see you coming around me. Give it another 50 metres, you'll probably be just put me to the pace.
Oh, mate.
Well done.
What? Do you know what time you did?
just under about 11 minutes.
11 minutes?
Around there, yeah, about 25 kilometers an hour. So it's actually surprisingly nice when you ride it. I remember riding the Eurobike last year, and that's so difficult, and it was so...
So we're talking about 2 minutes slower on a Brompton rather than your top spec climbing bike.
Yeah, surprising, isn't it?
That's incredible.
And also, it's just, I mean, the wheels feel quite twitchy, but once you get used to it, it feels really nice. It's really smooth, and it's the first time I've ever ridden a Brompton, but really impressed.
Yeah. It's interesting as well, because when you rode last time, you may remember a video we did where we got Andrew to ride up Cheddar Gorge against us GCN presenters on the cheapest bike we could find on Amazon. And that was rubbish, that bike, and we absolutely smoked you on it, but it was a full-size normal bike, whereas on that, you were much quicker.
Much quicker, it felt much lighter, it was quite responsive. I mean, the wheels are, like I say, really twitchy, but once you get used to it...
I just can't believe the speed you set off at on the steep bit.
And I thought if I go relatively hard at the initial bit where it's steeper, I'd probably be able to get a bit of momentum and carry it through. But on the flat bit, I could see you coming around me at the end. I was like, if it keeps on going, he's going to get me. So I just...
well, tactics.
Tactics.
Yeah. Don't leave the tactics. Well, thanks for coming, Andrew, once again, and showing me up. It's pretty incredible how amazingly fast you were able to go on that thing. I'm seriously impressed. And also it's pretty embarrassing for me being beaten on a top spec road bike. I'm back at the hardest climb in the world, and this time I've brought the world's best climber. That's right, GCN's very own Stig/Twig and #1 ranked climber on Strava, Andrew Feather. With sustained gradients over 40%, this climb, the Scanupia in Trento, Italy, is pure torture. And if multiple hill climb champion Andrew Feather can't make it up this, then, well, there's no hope for the rest of humanity. Right, to the top. Yep, we are back at the Scanupia, but for those of you who didn't see the last video, I came here and tried to ride up it and said if the video gets 10,000 likes, we'd come back here with Feather. Well, you guys liked the video, and so here we are, back at the foot of this 7-kilometer wall with sustained sections as steep as 40%. Is killer. Feather may be one of the best natural-born climbers on the planet, but this climb is so ridiculously hard, I'm not convinced he's going to be able to make it up. So before I set him off, I'm so glad it's him and not me. Before I set him off, let me show you the special bike that he's going to be attempting it on. To ride up gradients this horrifically steep demands a lot of your equipment. Fortunately, Campagnolo and Pinarello have helped us out with some pretty special kit. So, I mean, just check out this absolute stunner. The primary things you need from a bike to do this are super wide tyres, so you have plenty of traction and grip, and then also big, easy gears. The secondary things are for the bike to be stiff because you're dealing with quite high torque loads, and just as light as possible. So we've opted for the Pinarello Gravel F, which is Pinarello's high-performance gravel bike. It's essentially the off-road gravel version of the Dogma F road bike. Its aero features like the fork flap and the special shaped tubes aren't coming into play here today, but other things are. It's got loads of tyre clearance, up to 50mm wide tyres. We've got 45s fitted. Also, the stack height is slightly higher on this bike compared to the road frame, which means you're a bit more upright, which is nice for when you're climbing. And you've got a slightly longer geometry, which makes the bike a bit more stable, with a bigger fork rake, so you've got more front centre. And when you're weaving up the super steep parts of the climb, having that extra front centre means you're less likely to catch the front wheel on the front of your foot when you're pedalling round. It really does make the bike feel much nicer. We've paired the frame with Campagnolo Levante wheels, which tick all the boxes of what we need here today. So they're 25mm internal width, which is ideal for our wide tyre needs. They sit really nice. They're tubeless as well, which means we can run those tyres at lower pressure, which means added grip. You've also got no rim tape in the designs. They're just really nicely made, so no rim tape required. Helps keep the weight down. You've got 24 spokes, front and rear, in a 2-cross lacing pattern, which helps make the wheels really stiff, but they're still light, just 1,485 grams a pair, which is only a touch heavier than like the road wheels. But I know what you're here for. You want to hear the free-up sound check. Cup and cone bearings in these bad boys. Oh, smooth. Love those cupping cones. We've also got Campagnolo's E-Car gravel group set on here, so we can fit much easier gears than you can on a road bike. So we've got a 38-tooth chainring at the front and a 44-tooth big ring at the back, which is actually considerably easier gearing than I had. I had a 40 at the front and a 42 at the back. So if Feather makes it up today, that's why. It's not because he's better than me, it's because he had easier gearing. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. This is it, we're at the bottom. Feather, it's time for your date with Destiny. How are you feeling?
I think it's going to be hard.
I think it is as well. Think you're gonna make it up?
I'm not sure, to be honest. We'll give it our best shot.
Brilliant. Right, well, I'll count you in and then you can go.
Okay.
Right, you ready?
Yep.
Oh, by the way, if you do make it to the top, there's some fantastic gravel trails. This will be absolutely perfect. You'll have a great time.
Excellent.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Oh, he's gonna die.
This feels right. This is not too bad. Oh, straight into it. Woo.
For those of you who didn't see our first video, this climb is 7 kilometers long with an average gradient of 18%. However, that is very deceptive. There is a crazy section of 3 kilometers which averages 22% and features pictures of 45. We've even measured 48 on the inside of some of the corners. It really is the hardest paved climb we've ever come across. And Feather is flying, although he's no idea how ridiculous it gets around the next corner.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. So hard. Oh, another hairpin. Actually, this is the last hairpin I want to see. Oh. Jesus, so hard. How far? Nice traction with the tyres. Just under 1,000 metres elevation. 39 minutes on the clock. That's by far the hardest climb I've ever done. That middle section was just, I didn't put my feet down, but I was so close to another 100 meters and I would have been off. Yeah, just relentless. I mean, it just went on and on and on at about 30%. Even more than, you know, it's peaking out at probably, I saw 44% on my Wahoo, and I've never seen that before. It was just incredibly steep and just relentless, and it was probably harder by the fact that it was just so hot today. You know, I certainly wouldn't have got up here on my ordinary road bike. So, you know, I think it's probably time to head down and see Ollie and let him know how we've done.
There he is. Oh, how was that?
Absolutely savage.
Did you make it to the top without putting your foot down?
I did, yeah.
No way.
I did, yeah.
No way.
No, I was really pleased. It was absolutely brutal. By far the hardest climb I've ever ridden. It was just relentless all the way up. It was just so steep.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, and you know, it's clear that with an ordinary bike I wouldn't have been able to do it. So yeah, I think the gears really helped. You know, on those steep bits, which were around 45% on the apex of the bends, it was just horrible. I was another 100 meters. I think I would have started walking. I
can't believe. I mean, hats off to you. Fair one. That's ridiculous. You made me look rubbish as well. But the only reason you could do it is because you had easier gears on than me. Otherwise, I would have done it. Well, there you have it. Feather says it's the hardest climb he's ever done. It's the hardest we've ever found. But if you know something harder, then let us know in the comments section, because we will come and we will have a go at riding it. But this is definitely the hardest thing we've found. And I've just checked online and, well, Feathers, he's only going to got the KOM, hasn't he? Of course he has. But like last time we said if we got 10,000 likes with Bryn Feather, we did that. Right, we're going to up the stakes. If we get 100,000 likes on this one, then we'll try and bring Dan Lloyd down. Get Dan Lloyd to ride. He's past his best, so he really doesn't want to do it. So we need a lot of likes. But I hope you've enjoyed this vid. Thumbs up and love you. Bye. This is Andrew Feather. He's one of the best humans on the planet at riding bikes uphill. He can go up mountains like Alpe d'Huez as quick as Tour de France champions, has over 6,000 KOMs, and is the #1 ranked climber on Strava. All the more impressive when you consider that's not even his full-time job. It's actually a lawyer. However, it's been brought to our attention that there is another. Our colleagues in Italy have been moaning about an equally annoying, infuriating and mysterious individual who also seems to be going around hoovering up everybody's KOMs. His name? Il Bandito. So naturally, we've come to Italy to pit them against each other man on man in a race at one of Italy's hardest climbs, the Muro di Simano, literally the wall of Simano. Let's do it. I'm joined by Giorgio Brambilla, my counterpart from GCN Italia. Giorgio, who is this Il Bandito character?
Yeah, his real name is Luca Vergallito. He has a full-time job. He's a Science of Sport graduate and he's a coach. He won a lot of Gran Fondo and he has also some KOM on important climb here in Italy, like Passo dello Stelvio, Mortirolo, and also here on Muro di Sormano.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. But what on earth's going on with his outfit?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Our race is a simple one. The two of them are going to set off from here, the bottom of the Muro di Simano, and then race up. The first one to the top is the winner. This climb is pretty savage. So it's the most famous climb in Il Lombardia, the race of the falling leaves. It's 1.7 kilometers long with an average gradient of 15%, but a maximum of 25.
Yeah, and Il Bandito, aka Luca Vergallito, has a court advantage here because he lives around this area and he has the KOM on this climb. So
yeah, 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes.
Well, I mean, who's going to win, right? Is it going to be 64 kilogram, 175 centimetre Andrew Feather or 190 centimetre, 69 kilogram Luca?
Yeah.
Yeah. Italy versus England.
Yeah, Italy will smash it.
No, they're not. Feather's going to destroy the Bandito.
We will see, we'll see.
All right. This is it, guys. All the hopes of a nation pinned on you, Feather. We're gonna give you some beeps. Beep, 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 beep. Go, go. Right, we better jump in the car and drive round. Come on.
While Giorgio and I hot-foot it to the finish, allow me to hand over to some official GCN racing commentary from Dan Lloyd.
Here we are then on the lower slopes of the famous, or some would say infamous, Muro di Sormano. These are the gradients that our two defiers of gravity will be facing today. Easy-ish for the first 200 metres, but then it's straight into double digits, with a gruelling 200-metre section that averages over 20% just past the midway point of the climb. Now, I've already noticed a distinct difference in style up to this point, with Feather dancing on the pedals and Virgolito choosing to stay seated, perhaps in an attempt to save energy. Although just as I say that, the Italian is out of the saddle too. The current best time on this Strava segment is already held by Virgolito, who also holds the KOMs on two of the most iconic climbs in cycling, the Stelvio and the Mortirolo. However, being 16 centimetres shorter and more importantly 5 kilograms lighter, you'd expect Feather to have the advantage in today's contest, which is in effect a power to weight test on such steep gradients. Into the trees though, and Feather's decided to take matters into his own hands. Virgolito is on the wheel though. Now there won't be much of a slipstream advantage at these speeds, but there might just be a psychological one. Almost 5 minutes into the climb now, and they'll be really hurting at this point. Legs, arms, every muscle in their body is going to be fatigued. This is an anaerobic effort, and there's no opportunity to get into a rhythm. Oh, is Virgolito hurting here? There's a slight gap, and his cadence has noticeably dropped. Well, they're back alongside each other now, but I doubt there's any chit-chat going on here. This is no time for small talk as they hit the toughest gradients of this climb. Well, just a few hundred metres now to the top, but at these speeds, that's still going to be a couple of minutes of effort. What have they got left in the tank? Who's going to crack first? Well, it's Feather who takes the inside line on the second switchback of this climb, but there's still nothing to separate these two riders. I have a feeling this battle is going to be as much psychological as it is physical. They're absolutely flying here, and to put their efforts into some sort of perspective, they're going faster on this climb than the pros who often race up here in one of cycling's monuments, Il Lombardia. Both riders out of the saddle now and sprinting as though they've only just started their efforts. This is incredible to watch. Well, they have no time to take in the views at this point, possibly no vision either. Well, it's still neck and neck. Feather, oh, but this is him, is Feather cracking now? 2 metres, 5 metres, 10 metres now. It looks like the Brit is in the hurt box. Surely there's no coming back from this so close to the top of the climb. Il Bandito has the feather in his hat. Oh, will somebody get that e-bike rider out of the way? Thank goodness he didn't hinder the riders. Well, Virgolito being shouted on now by the one deep crowd on the side of this road. He's got clear daylight behind him. Feather has been dropped like a stone. But you can see the Italian is nervous. A constant glances over his shoulder to check the gap behind him. Very close to the top now, less than 200 metres remaining. Well, as that e-biker continues to make a menace of himself, Feather now just has to limit his losses. Virgolito up front, just a few seconds to the top, and he'll be crossing the line very shortly indeed. And there he is, chapeau, or as the Italian would say, Dio cane cazzo fai, complimenti, buon appetito. What a stunning effort. And Feather crosses the line soon afterwards. What about the time then? Well, it's 10 seconds slower than his record, but you got to say congratulations to both of these riders.
Very right.
Grande Luca!
Guys, that was amazing. Well done, Luca.
Thank you.
Smashed
Great ride,
it.
great ride.
Thank you.
Well
Right.
done.
Feather, have you been beaten? What happened?
40 watts down on the 430, PB 470, 40 watts.
470.
Yeah.
You, Luca?
I don't know.
No, that's 430 today.
I wasn't looking at the butt.
Later we check.
Of course, Team England, we've got an excuse in that you won't know this, but Feather actually yesterday took the KOM on the Scanupia, the hardest climb in the world. So that, I think that's, you know, he's a bit tired today.
Dura la Scanupia. Tu cosa hai fatto ieri?
Ieri tutto il giorno orizzontale.
Gambe alzate sul letto.
Alzate, massaggi.
Esperienza.
Although I'd say, you know, fair and square the winner today. You know, you accelerated on that last corner. I just couldn't hold your will. So fair play, well done.
So he's such a good sport.
Yeah, but so we need the revenge now.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to see a rematch and like to see Luca in a future video, comment with your suggestions down below and give this video a thumbs up as it helps support the channel. That'd be great. I mean, I'd love to see it personally. So yeah, let us know your thoughts.
Andrew Feather is a national hill climbing champion, a freak of nature when the road turns uphill. The times and speeds he rides up some of the steepest gradients is simply jaw-dropping. You may have seen him on the channel already as we've put him up against a variety of challenges. But in this video, we're going to take a deeper dive into what makes the man so fast, what actually is the anatomy of a climber. Let's find out. First off, I think we should run through some of the vital statistics. What are the numbers and what are we looking at with this top trump? Andrew Feather is 37 years old. Whilst a three-time national hill climb champion, this isn't his full-time job. During his 9 to 5, he's a solicitor. His weight is 63 kilos, height 178 centimeters tall, and he has a recorded VO2 max of 81.6. And obviously he has enough power in those legs to be listed as an official backup energy supply for the southwest of England. More on that later. Interesting stats then, but to start with, let's look at Andrew's VO2 max. 81.6 for his age is sky high. For context, Chris Froome has a VO2 max of 84.6 and a healthy untrained male would have 44 as their VO2 max. So quite a bit higher than that number. But why is a VO2 max so important for climbing hills? The benefits of having a high VO2 max are clear. Your body will be able to consume more oxygen and will be more effective at using that oxygen to generate the most amount of energy possible, which is vitally important for climbing up those hills. Right then, Andrew, you breathe oxygen like a hippo and climb up mountains like a goat. Hippos can hold their breath for 5 minutes, by the way, folks. Is that number though, your VO2 max, something you've been aware of over the years, and have you tested it often?
I've tested the VO2 max twice, so once back in 2019, which was on a kind of static bike, which was not my normal setup, so it's quite hard to get the power down. And I tested it again after that in 2020 on my own bike, and that was an improved performance just because I was used to the position and stuff. So definitely made a difference.
And how important do you think having such a high VO2 max is? Because obviously the science is really clear. But when you're riding up these hills, you're going as hard as you can. Are you literally always at your max? So your heart rate is just sky high and you're just gasping for every last bit of oxygen?
I think certainly at the end I'm at my max. I always try and pace it well, so I've got a hard finish kind of thing, but always within the first half I'm trying to ride within myself. So I think, you know, hill climb is definitely one in the second half of the climb, so I try and hold myself back a little bit.
Okay, well, we've got some power testing for you now because I'd like to get a bit of a deeper look into your sort of numbers and where your current fitness is and where your strengths lie as a hill climber, whether it's over those shorter intervals or the longer ones. So I've got a 30-second, 1 minute, 5 minute and 20-minute test planned, if that's okay with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice one. Well, let's start with the short ones. We've got to climb over here.
Okay.
Go on, mate. Andrew's race weight, when he's really going for it on these hill climbs, is 63 kilos. Now you can see the advantage of that because if he was to ride the climb that we're going to do today at my weight, he'd need 60 of these bottles strapped to his back. or maybe even one good quality garden bench, or the average sized 10-year-old child strapped to his back. That's a lot of weight, and it's a lot of weight that he doesn't need to carry. So it's obvious why that lightness helps him go up climbs fast. But at the same time, he's also got a good bit of strength in those legs. So I'm really interested to find out where his power lies in some testing today. Okay then, got a bit of power testing coming up. I do feel slightly cruel, but it's all for the greater good. And that is finding out where Andrew's strengths exactly lie. And there's a ferocious beast under that hood. Coming up, you ready, Andrew?
Yep.
30 seconds, max seated sprint. Let's see where those power numbers lie. Here he comes, looking sprightly. And he's starting, oh no, false start. Right, rolling number 2, here we go. Take 3, here we go. And he's off, here we go. Now then, time for the 1 minute effort. 1 minute, as hard as you can. Five minutes, all out. Here we go. The big one now, 20-minute effort. Long interval, long effort. Good luck, mate. He's going to run out of space on the climb, but I've told him to continue on until the 20 minutes is up. Catch him in a sec. Okay, Andrew, testing's over. My cake sampling is over too. Now it's time to run through your results.
Yep.
So you gave them all to me. I've written them down. And I've converted it to watts a kilo based on your weight today, which you said is around 68 kilos.
Yep.
Which is a little bit different to when you're in the race season, but more on that in a second. But I'll just run through the results. So your 30-second effort, that was 11.7 watts a kilo. 1 minute, that was 8.6 watts a kilo. 5 minutes, 6.9 watts a kilo, and the 20-minute was 420. So 420 watts, that's 6.12 watts per kilo,
okay.
which is pretty solid. I mean, let's break that down a bit. So if you took that to kind of a power profiling chart and looked at how that might compare to other riders' values, I think your 30 second, your 1 minute, whilst it's still really good, it's your 5 minute and your 20 minute, which is just really just unbelievable. That is massive power for your weight. So is that something you notice first and foremost, that you feel better at those longer efforts compared to the shorter ones?
Yeah, I mean, typically the UK hill climb sign, that's really between 2 and 8 minutes perhaps. So that's really the period I'm focusing on. So generally I won't ride a hill climb which is under 2 minutes, because I know that is kind of favouring more of the sprinters.
But in terms of training, how do you train yourself to do these sort of numbers? Is this just something you go out and you've been doing your whole life? You've been riding loads of hills, doing lots of climbing, and it's just naturally flowed to this? Or do you really nail down some specifics?
I think it's just really going. I mean, typically I ride maybe 2 hours per day, maybe 1 rest day, and during that 2 hour ride I normally try and do a couple of efforts, you know, and those will be typically, you know, 3, 4, 5 minute efforts really. So it's just really doing that. It's no more scientific than that. I'm not sort of you know, I'm not following a specific plan as to how I kind of create my best numbers really. It's just, I think it's just enjoying your riding really, and that's what I do. I enjoy going out riding. I enjoy doing the hill climb efforts, whether that be in hill climbs itself or whether it just be in training. So yeah, I'm not particularly scientific in my approach. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a bad thing.
Do you track it all? Do you track all your training and you make a note of what you've done, or?
Yeah, I mean, I use Strava just as, you know, comparing my numbers to previous years kind of thing, and that's always quite a useful tool. And I do look at my power meter obviously when I get back and look at the data from the ride, so I kind of know where I am. I'm never too worried at this time of year. I mean, at the moment, this is probably the furthest I can be out from the hill climb season, so I just enjoy really eating lots of food, not worrying about my weight, just enjoying going out for a gentle ride, really.
Is weight something you have to focus on, or it's just you do your training, you do your rides, you do your hill climbs as hard as you can, and then you don't focus on the outside of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm someone who can fluctuate a lot with my weight, so and I think it all comes down to nutrition. Like if I'm sort of careful with what I eat, which I am during the hill climb season, just generally eating less really, my weight comes down pretty fast. And as soon as I finished the hill climb season, it was straight into junk food and eating lots of cakes and probably all the things that would horrify a very serious cyclist. And
how long do you hold your form for? Because you were saying it is the winter, you're not in that sort of season where you're really trying to nail the climbs to your best of your ability. How long do you hold that top form for?
I try and look at sort of maybe dropping a little bit of weight from sort of March, next month really.
Oh wow, okay, that's soon.
Yeah, March, April time, and I find that also, the weight comes off with the weather as well. So once it gets hotter, kind of thing, and you're sweating more out on the bike. You also lose. I find I lose body fat much quicker. So.
Talking of food, we have got a few cakes to tuck into, so we'll get those into you, get you a bit recovered from effort, and then I'd love to hear about your bike and your bike fit, how that impacts your climbing form. Okay. So tuck in, Andrew.
Yeah.
Right, Andrew, I've brought you back outside, back into the wind, which has seemingly whipped us into a few shivers today. But I thought we'd talk about your bike setup and especially your bike fit before we let you go. What do you do when you get a new bike? How do you set it up? What are the main things you do to set your bike up for a hill climb?
I think the main things for me personally is the handlebar position and also the lever position. I like having those in a really upright position. So when I'm riding out the saddle, which I'm predominantly doing during a hill climb, I've got something to put my weight against. But it might not be the most aerodynamic, but for me it's just comfort, and it feels good when I'm riding out the saddle. So
just having that proper grip on the bars, that's really what you're aiming for.
Exactly, yeah.
And do you do anything to improve your upper body strength?
I do a few press ups each day, and I've always done that for years.
Really?
Yeah, just to keep kind of core strength really. Okay. Whether it does any good or not, I don't know, but it's just something I've always done. Yeah.
For the viewers at home, how many press ups can you do?
I do about 20, so not too many.
20 more than me. But let's talk about your saddle, because you do ride out the saddle a lot during your climbing efforts. That's obviously something you prefer.
I get much more power riding out the saddle compared to riding in the saddle. But obviously there are times on a climb, particularly when it's shallow, the gradient, like today was quite shallow gradient, so there's certain parts of the climb where you're probably better to ride in the saddle. And that's something that I've been experimenting with this year in terms of just the height of the saddle and slightly bringing it forward so my weight is over the cranks, and I'm finding I'm able to produce a bit more power like that, really.
Yeah, and still no bar tape on the bike.
Still no bar tape, certainly something I should really get on, particularly
Gotta save every single grab. Yeah, well, it is worth it. Flipping heck, it's light.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I think it's 6.7 kilos. So yeah.
I'd like to talk about your mentality now though, Andrew, because to go full gas up a climb as hard as you can, day in, day out, and to train for that, it's tough going. And how do you psych yourself up for that effort all the time?
I suppose at this time of year, I don't really do those hill climb efforts, but moving through to the spring, I'll be doing more specific hill climb efforts, and I always try and pace it well, even on a training hill climb effort kind of thing, and not instantly go hell for leather out the gates really, and just kind of ride into the climb and finish it off always really strongly.
Okay, but how do you deal with the pain and the suffering?
I don't know, it's something I've always done, and something, I don't know, it's weird to say enjoyment, but I enjoy pushing myself hard on the climbs, and I think a lot of it is, particularly climbing, a lot of it is really mental, so I always like to ride a climb without looking at my power meter, and I always find that I get my best numbers when I'm not looking at my power meter.
Really?
Yeah, kind of. I find that if you're looking down at your power meter on the climb and riding to a specific power, it almost plays your head, and you feel that you suddenly feel perhaps your power's dropping on a certain part of the climb, and then you kind of try and counter that with going harder, and you end up going back and forth kind of thing. So I just ride to feel really predominantly, and that's always how I ride my best rides.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's a good way to be. I feel I almost lost touch with that from when I first started towards when I was still racing towards the end of all that. So yeah, it's a good point to make.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Andrew for joining us today and sharing that insight into what it takes to be a top class climber. And I hope you guys found this video useful too. Let us know in the comment section below where you think we should send Andrew next. What should his next challenge be on GCN? And do you think you've got the anatomy of a climber? Let us know, and I'm really interested to see where you think we should send Andrew, because I've got some ideas of my own. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. I'm going to go and ride up some climbs quite slowly now. Cheers, Andrew.
Cheers.
How long could you keep up with the fastest climbers in the Tour de France? 20 minutes? 10 minutes? 5, 2, 1, 20 seconds?
I'm sure you've got a figure in mind, but very few of us have ever had the opportunity of finding out. However, today, we're about to.
By the power of Zwift, we have a virtual Sepp Kuss riding up Alpe de Zwift at the exact same speed that he went up the real thing in the Tour de France in 2022, on his way to claiming the most prestigious Strava KOM on the planet.
All we have to do is hold Robo Sepp's wheel for as long as humanly possible.
Connor, Hank and Sai have willingly volunteered to do this. I, on the other hand, have been forced into it. But we do have a secret weapon, GCN's very own twig.
Do you mind if you call me Andrew?
I mean, GCN's very own Andrew.
Yes, Andrew Feather, the world's best amateur climber and the #1 ranked male rider on Strava with 4,458 KOMs.
You don't need me to tell you how good World Tour climbers are. The power that they produce from their teeny tiny bodies is just mind-boggling. But what is world record pace? Well, when Sepp Kuss claimed that KOM back in July of 2022, he averaged 373 watts for just over 36 minutes for a body weight of just 61 kilos. That's 6.1 watts per kilo for 36 minutes.
And when we got to the Alpe d'Huez, the bottom is pretty steep, and that's kind of where the first selection is made. Wout was pulling for a while. After that, Stevie and Primoz. Then it was up to me to make the pace, try to do a steady pace. Yeah, it all went by in such a blur. Just crazy. I think in the race, it's almost a completely different climb because of the atmosphere.
Here we are then, all lined up at the bottom of Alpe de Zwift. Now this climb is a faithful recreation of the real world climb. Whilst it's not perfectly comparable, it's pretty damn close.
As we mentioned before, we're using the Robo Pacer. Now you might have seen these whizzing round Zwift, tirelessly leading group rides for all different abilities, and it's what you can jump in and out of, and they're ever evolving, and they're super popular too. In this case though, Zwift have very kindly created a bespoke Robo Pacer from Sepp's data. A 6.1 watt per kilo Robo Sepp, like the hardest Robo Pacer ever created. A Terminator, if you will, but just one made out of twiglets. Now, it's worth noting here that we are going to get an armchair ride up the Alpe, just like Jonas Vingegaard did in last year's Tour de France, because with Robo Pacers, there is a draft effect. Now, it might not be much in 20k an hour, but it's at least something.
Time for some quick predictions.
I'll be a bit annoyed if I don't last 3 minutes, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a second more.
I think I'm going to last between 30 and 40 seconds, if I'm lucky.
I'd love to last 15 minutes. That's what I'm gunning for.
Yeah, I'm not getting dropped.
Hold on as long as possible. Give it a go.
You going to sprint to the top?
Try and sprint to the top, yeah. Over the top. Strong finish, always good.
Hey everyone, just want to wish you all lots of luck today on the Alpe du Zwift. That is everyone except for Andrew. I've heard about your reputation. Anyways, good luck to everybody.
We've got 20 seconds to go. Game faces, everyone, all right? There's a lot at stake here. Pride, mainly, I think. We've got any of that. Boom! All right. I forgot to tighten my shoes!
Zwift have kindly started us at the same place as usual when riding the Road to Sky route, so we get a few kilometres to spin the legs before the Alp begins. At this point, RoboSepp is tapping out a slightly more casual 3.7 watts per kilo, but it's a bit much for Hank though, who appears to be a little more unprepared than usual.
Oh, I'm not getting back on that.
You've been dropped?
There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do.
We have sent Andrew back for it. This is Jumbo-Visma tactics though, isn't it? This is what they do. This is like what they did to Pogačar at the Tour. Just putting on the pressure before you even got to the bottom of the climb.
One man down.
Nearly two.
Here comes Connor, taking the front.
Hank, we do the top up?
How you doing? So you doing that?
Come on.
That.
Sebkus is 16 seconds behind.
Don't worry, Andrew, we're marking him.
You're marking him? Good.
Yeah. He's not
Okay.
going to get away. Okay, here we go. You're about to hit it.
Oh,
Here he goes. Yeah. We're on the Alp. 480 watts. I'm doing a Wout van Aert. Go on, Van Aert.
Oh, I'm in the big ring. Yeah, that's me. Oh. Ah.
Heart rate's 187. Haven't got to the first hairpin yet. Average 450 watts so far.
Yeah. Battery average 365.
That was hard. My legs, I can taste blood in my mouth and my legs are burning. And I did about 20 seconds. Didn't know I could hit that much in 20 seconds. Well, Connor!
That's me gone. Now.
It's quite lifelike. I remember going around the corners.
Go inside.
There he goes. I think basically my tactic was to try and emulate my idol, Wout van Aert, which I successfully did, minus the green jersey and the stage wins and the time in yellow and the fact that I've just done 11 stages before this and another 150k. Oh God. How you doing, Andrew?
All right, yeah, just trying to keep it relatively steady.
For the record, Andrew has just dropped RoboSepp. It's one way of doing it. Jumbo-Visma's lead-out train not going quick enough for the twig. I mean, Andrew, sorry. Well done, Andrew. You are looking super strong, mate. We're just going to go grab a bit of lunch, I reckon.
Okay.
And we'll see you back here in about 18 minutes.
Do you know what I mean? Still 18 minutes to go.
18 minutes, yeah.
That's just sandwich, please.
A sandwich, okay. Right, cool. Oh, yeah. Cool, all right.
Hello. Jonas who? Oh, yeah. Ah, okay, hi. I should be free in July, yeah. That'd be brilliant, yeah. I'll have a look at flights. Let me go and have a look now. Cheers, excellent. See you soon.
So how long did Andrew Feather hold world record pace? Well, he actually beat Sepp Kuss by 3 minutes. So what gives? Even though he put out the same power as Kuss did during the Tour de France, it turns out that Alpe du Zwift runs a little quicker than Alpe d'Huez, which is why his time is faster. Unfortunately for Andrew, it still wasn't enough though for him to add Alpe du Zwift's KOM to his trophy case. So he is still only on 4,458.
Oh, nice gun, guys. I brought him a Ravita as well.
Could have cleared up after himself, couldn't he?
Oh.
What do you think he did?
I don't know. I mean, he was looking pretty strong when we left. Wonder what happened.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh well. Good job. See you ate his sandwich.
Yeah, I know. It did look nice actually.
Right. Well, there you go then. The answer to how long you can hold world record pace is, in our case, not very long at all.
20 seconds. For me, anyway.
We gave it a good crack though. I mean, we gave it a good effort.
Yeah.
We tried.
It was pretty interesting to see how fast though Sepp Kuss goes up that climb. That was insane.
Yeah.
Out of this world.
And also, just, you know, that tipping point where you go from threshold to over threshold and just how much more quickly your reserves drop off. So he can hold that pace for like, what, 36 minutes plus. And there we are, just immediately in the red.
I know.
Tanking it.
I went really quickly as well. But I mean, it's such a cool experience as well because you genuinely get to see what that effort is like. You can do it from wherever, from your own home, from, you know, and get that feeling of a real big race and a serious world-class effort.
Yeah, remember those robo-pacers are constantly roaming around Zwift at watts per kilos that are slightly more realistic for more of us, aren't they? There's loads of them out there, so you can find them all on the homepage when you log on to Zwift. Right then.
Well, I've got no one to give the Rangers Ravitas to now.
Okay, well.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I may as well eat them as well, yeah.
Cool, right. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and thank you very much to Sepp for the messages of encouragement and to Zwift for setting the whole thing up. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Really cool. Cheers, guys.
Bye. I might actually go and do a proper session now because I only do like 20 minutes.
Oh, Jesus, that's not good. Come on, guys, we got this.
50 metres away, but I'm in the red.
Can you imagine riding up an epic alpine climb being chased by one of the world's best climbers? How much of a head start would you need to survive 14 kilometres at 10.8% average gradient without getting caught? We're going to find out. GCN's very own Twig, the rider with more KOMs than any other on the planet, has been persuaded to leave his home in leafy England and travel to the Global Bike Festival in Saalbach in Austria. He is in heaven, surrounded by epic climbs and with as much jam on toast on tap as he can manage. Today he's been asked to go full throttle up the fearsome Grossglockner, and he's going to leave at 12 p.m. sharp.
All right, Andrew, how long is it going to take you to ride the Grossglockner?
I reckon about an hour.
An hour?
I reckon, yeah.
Isn't that 4 minutes quicker than the KOM?
It's a bit slower than KOM. I'm feeling a bit tired today, so I've got to build that in.
Here we go. I'm only going to do 400 watts, lads. All right, an hour.
I reckon around an hour, yeah. Maybe just under an hour.
What power are you going to sustain?
I don't know. Maybe try and go for 350.
Okay.
It's a long way to the top. I've ridden it once before, and it's really hard. Really cold at the top.
Okay. Richie and Toby from GCN Auf Deutsch. Guys, I'm thinking I'm going to need about 15 minutes, right? I've done some maths. Very, very crude maths. But I'm an idiot, so I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. What about you guys?
What's your weight?
73. I'm going to try and do about 350.
I'm nearly the same. I can do nearly the same wattage, so I would say let's make a team.
Yeah. Team GCN, I like this.
But do we have some more Manpower.
Alex! Guys, that is
the
power.
big guy.
Yeah.
The big guy.
Do you want to be part of our team?
Yeah, I think I do.
I think I do.
You
Four
have no
GCN
choice.
presenters. We can beat Andrew Feather if we
Can
get
we,
10-minute
though?
head start.
Can
we? We better.
I'm slightly concerned that I am the heaviest person here.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be the heaviest, mate.
I'm even lighter than Andrew.
Are you?
Yeah, 1 kilo.
Right. Nice.
You got this. Toby
then. To the climb? To the climb. Let's do it.
Okay.
How much of a head start do you think you need to beat Andrew Feather?
I guess 20 minutes, half an hour. So I'm already late. So he's catching me halfway.
Solid week. Week and a half if he doesn't puncture. 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
At least half an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Good luck, mate.
Don't know, 1.5 to 2 hours. 20 minutes.
19 minutes.
I would say 30 to 35. It's a tough climb.
I need, I think, at least 1 hour.
1 hour?
1 hour.
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
50.
World tour rider.
Minuti.
How many?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. I'm not Italian.
Think we might have found the rider that's going to win today. Look at that cassette, 11 to 23 with a 39. How fast are you going to go, sir?
Probably 8Ks average.
So what's that, about 20 RPM?
Again, please.
Yeah, probably 45.
I love it. Bit of old school, can't beat it. Okay, team, should we do this?
Yes, yes.
All right, sunglasses on, right. We've got 10 minutes before Andrew starts.
He better not cheat. He better give us some minutes.
He's taking his water bottle off. Of course he's going to cheat. Right, come on then.
Good luck, guys.
Okay, right, here we go then. Straight out of the blocks. And what's this gradient, like 10%?
I think it's above. It feels above, like, but Simon is in a good mood. He's looking good with his hairy legs. And yeah, and also Toby, our climber for today. He's looking white and also good.
I'm a bit worried, to be honest. 10 minutes is quite a long time, so no, they should put in a decent margin to start with. So yeah, we'll see. I'll give it my best shot. I've ridden it before. It's a really hard climb, really cold at the top. So yeah, we'll give it my best shot.
So Feather sets off in about 20 seconds from now. It's going to be tough. Woo!
Right, I'm off.
We're setting a good tempo. Toby on the front, like a metronome, tapping it out. You can hear though, we're going pretty hard. Wattage update, 332 average. Bit below what we set out, but it seems ample right now.
Can already feel it getting cold. Hopefully I haven't gone too hard, too early. It's just coming out to 10 minutes. It's just a grind. Just like consistent 11%.
Toby's leaving us. Toby, good job.
I will bother Andrew. I put in little text.
Yeah. See you.
See you.
Alex, the big horse, is pushing in the front. Sai's looking like he's turning 30 next week. But that's a lie, he's actually turning 40.
Great job, guys. Go, go, go. Well done. I'm trying to get a bit of a rhythm, but it's hard. It's a steep climb, this, isn't it?
Doing about 390. probably not sustainable. So, well, I've overcooked it.
Look at that view. Unreal. Andrew Feather is in hot pursuit. How confident are you feeling, Richie?
I think he's 5 minutes off, so maybe we can make it.
Yes, we can make it. Look at this. Hey, thanks, man.
Well, like after nearly 1,000 meters of climbing, we are beginning to feel that the air is getting a bit thinner. As you can hear, it's not that easy to talk anymore. Oh, it's nearly as thin as size calves.
Feather is gaining on us, but we still can't quite see him on the hairpins below us.
We're going absolutely flat stick. Richie is setting an amazing tempo, but the altitude is biting. We've all lost about 20 watts, so we're struggling at 320. Yeah, how far back is he? Oh, Jesus.
That's not good.
That's not good. It's getting close now. We're not far from the top. Just a few 100 meters vertical elevation to go. This is like being in the early breakaway at the Tour de France. You know you're doomed. You just don't know when.
I have Tina Turner in my head.
Oh, yeah. He's a private dancer, a dancer for money. He'll do what you want him to do.
If you can sing, you can write, Si.
That's zone 6. Zone 6, Tina. May she rest in peace. Come on, guys, we got this. We can do it. That's the top.
It's definitely hurting. 50 meters away. 50 meters away, but I'm in the red.
Here he is. He's coming. Rich, have you got anything left, mate?
A bit, but just a little bit. And you?
Not much. I'm in the red now, trying to hold him off. 380. But it's too little, too late. Ah, he's there! Ah! Ah! All watts have gone. Fair play, mate.
Thanks, man.
Go, Richie! Alex and I have been dropped. Richie is hanging in there. The Team GCN. Feather's caught him, but he's not gone past. No. So it's all to play for. We're playing cat and mouse, I think. So we're gonna try our best to keep going and catch up. That's it.
The catch has been made. He has caught us, but it's not all over yet. Richie still has something left in the legs. Can he hold on? The climb rears up towards the peak, and tarmac turns to cobbles. It turns out that Feather was the 5th fastest rider in history on Strava, and the fastest outside of stage 4 of the Tour of Austria 2016.
Man, you're a machine.
Hi, Ben.
Like flying.
That was so hard. That's just horrible. I feel pretty sick. It's just like, at the top, it's just like your power just goes down. Like after about 1800, you're just like, whoa.
I did 340 watts.
340.
340, yeah, but I'm like 74 kilograms, so that fits.
It's, yeah, about 66.
Yeah.
Mate, you machine.
Well done.
And you already know you're a machine.
Well, that's really hard.
Oh.
When you, as I said, when I caught you and you started accelerating, because I just bridged the gap, did a bit of an effort, and I was like, oh no, just slow down, slow down.
Oh, here's Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy!
Mate.
Woohoo! Oh, mate.
Nice.
Fair play.
Well done, man. Well done. Great riding.
That was incredible. Right then. Hats off once again to GCN's Twig for demolishing. Was that a KOM?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I did it in like 54 minutes, so maybe just off the go.
We might have a new KOM. Team GCN, Richie was there at the end. It's an incredible ride though from Richie, but we have found some GCN crew that have beaten Andrew. Guys,
I held it off.
You did it.
Hey.
You've taken the victory.
Thanks, man. I'm not really sure about this.
Light bike versus aero bike. It's a debate that I thought we had seen the back of. But no, when Orbea launched the latest version of their Orca superbike, they went as light as possible. Now you lot, judging from the comments under the video we made, flippin' loved it. One other person who is almost guaranteed to love it is GCN's resident Uber climber, the Twig. He has the highest power to weight ratio for any cyclist on the planet who only eats jam sandwiches. I would like at this point to make a joke about how he eats hill climbs for breakfast, but no, he literally just eats jam sandwiches. Now, as mentioned, he would love this bike. It is light and stiff and nimble, but what we want to find out is whether he might actually be faster on a heavier aero bike. To find out, I've persuaded him to come to the world's most prestigious Strava segment, Belmont Hill. It's so prestigious that you clearly don't even need me to tell you that it's just outside Bristol in the southwest of England. Long-time viewers of GCN will also know why I've brought him here. Andrew,
hiya.
You looking lean and mean?
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. The only thing is, have you got what I asked for?
The sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the sandwich. Mate.
Yeah, the jam sandwich. Is it strawberry?
Is that right? Strawberry?
Yeah, I'll see what it's like. Okay.
Cool. All right, mate.
Thanks.
Good stuff. Well, you go get acquainted with the bike.
Yeah.
And I'll go talk the viewers through the climb.
Excellent. Okay. See you.
All right.
Right. Brilliant.
Here we go then, our epic climb. 1.44 kilometers long. Yep, you heard, not even a mile. Average gradient of 7%. So it is barely a pimple, even by UK standards, but there's a very good reason for being here. So this is the first straight, as you can see. The gradient's ramping up now to an almighty 8% around this first couple of corners. And this next bit is quite tricky because it's actually flat and even ever so slightly downhill. So it kind of disrupts your effort before the gradient then ramps up again. This climb has significant personal importance. And also, we made a video here several years ago where I tried to take the KOM. And in order to do so, I built up the most specific, dedicated bike that I could for this bit of road. And maths and the boffins from Zip dictated that an aero bike with deep section aero wheels was the best tool for the job.
For a hill climb bike, I'm going for 80mm deep wheels.
Now, spoiler alert, I missed the KOM by 2 seconds. And a lot of you thought that my bike was actually the work of Satan. The KOM did tumble eventually, and you guessed it, got taken by none other than Andrew Feather, riding, you guessed it, a Brompton. Now, he was on his dedicated super light hill climbing bike. So on that day, maybe it was faster, but maybe he'll be able to take it again on an aero bike. And here we go, the final straight to the line. Whoa! Belmont Hill. It's crunch time then. Andrew, you have elected to ride the aero bike first, okay? Now, obviously, you're going to be a little bit fresher for this one, so it's not a fair test, but we've got Andrew's power data from when you took the KOM 3 years ago, so we can kind of compare it to that as well as a bit of a reference point. I have a feeling this might be your idea of worst nightmare kind of bike, right? 28mm wide tyres.
Pretty wide.
60mm deep wheels.
Pretty deep.
Yeah, and for an aero bike, 8.3 kilos with head unit and pedals.
That's not bad. Not bad. Well, not bad for an aero bike.
Have you ever ridden one before?
To be honest, I've never ridden really an aero bike, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like today.
Okay. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it will be interesting to compare the two. Obviously, it's quite a shallow climb, so I can see the advantage of doing it on an aero bike today. But yeah, I think it's at that tipping balance where you've got that shallow enough gradient for the aero advantages to come into play. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Cool. Just make sure you use that Wahoo, by the way. Just that's the one. If you pop that on.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. All right. You didn't think we were going to do this all ad hoc and willy-nilly, did you? Oh no, we're bringing out the science big guns. Okay, Andrew, we're all in position. Are you ready? Andrew? Andrew, you there? Andrew Feather. This is Simon Richardson calling Andrew Feather. Are you receiving me? Over.
Just got to remember that it drags a long way to the top. Ooh, that's a bad gear change. This is the steepest bit. It's been a while since I've done a 3-minute effort. Oh.
Oh. Hard. I told you it was a tough climb. I mean,
It's just like, it's not steep, but it just keeps on dragging, and that's what makes it hard. The stats are, we're looking at the segment Belmont Hill junction to junction.
We are, yeah.
560 watts, 3 minutes 14, 26.8 kilometers an hour.
3 minutes 14?
Yeah.
No way.
Second, I don't know what's the KM on it.
302.
302.
302, so 12 seconds slower.
Even slower than mine, mate.
You're 309.
Don't worry, if you practice a bit more, you get there.
I think when I did it previously, I was doing it with probably a big tailwind, because I know it's such a hotly contested segment. You need a good tailwind to get these segments now. So, but today was just calm. There wasn't a headwind. There wasn't really a tailwind.
No way.
So it's really interesting. I tried to get aero on the flat a bit, just because I know obviously that fast bit in the middle, you want to try and get down and conserve a bit of energy there. But
wow, interesting. Okay. Do you want to spin the legs out and have another pop at it?
Okay, let's go. Here we go, round two. Coming into the junction. Okay, I'm going to start the clock now. Whoop. Oh, you shoot the corner. A little steeper this time round. hard doing 2 efforts back to back. Probably a bit slower, just maybe because of slightly fatigued legs. If I had to have a choice out of riding both of them, I think I'd choose this one, even though I might be slightly slower this run because it's the second time, but just felt lighter, felt a bit more agile. Obviously you might lose a little bit on the downhill section in the middle, but overall, you know, it's an uphill segment. You're going uphill, this is lighter. I choose this one. 3:15.
No!
Yeah.
1 second in it.
Yeah, 1 second. It would have been interesting to see power, actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Because I reckon I would have been, I don't know, maybe second time around, 20 watts,
to
15 watts.
To do 2 runs and like at that quick, like 100% you'll have been putting out less power that second time.
Yeah, definitely less power, yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much bang on exact time for both of them. That is really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
That shows this is quicker.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So actually what we're saying then is that if I'd not used an aero bike 5 years ago, I'd probably have the KOM.
I'd email him back.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Maths is wrong.
What?
Sod maths. I'm going to take off this goddamn coat. Well, you can probably tell from our reactions, I suppose there was quite a bit of surprise, certainly from my perspective. I honestly thought that the aero bike would win out on there. And although technically it has gone 1 second faster, the fact that it was Andrew's second run on this one that was just 1 second slower is bonkers. I am really sorry that we don't have a power meter on this one, the lightweight bike, because I think that would have shown that he was putting out considerably less watts to get that time. Any normal human being would, of course, on their second run. So yeah, in this case, it does seem like lightweight has prevailed. But yeah, I feel like we need to do some kind of deep dive into this to find out exactly why that's happened. To a certain extent, though, it's academic, because when Orbea launched their lightweight climbing bike, as much about performance, they were talking about the feeling, and I think you saw there with Andrew how much it resonated. A lightweight climber prefers a lightweight climbing bike, almost irrespective of the stopwatch. In fact, you might be seeing Andrew riding a bike very like this very soon indeed. So much did he fall in love with it. But yeah, I'm blown away by that. Makes me want to go back and start training again and go ride up some hills. Anyway, let us know in the comment section what you think. Has this result surprised you, or was it, as people commented many years ago, the result you were expecting? Lightweight wins out on hill climbs. Get involved in the comment section, and huge thanks to Andrew. Give him a big thumbs up for his sterling efforts. We all know how much the fastest bikes on the planet cost. Speed clearly does not come cheap. A great climbing bike does seem at least to be slightly less expensive than an aero one. And certainly you could save a couple of $100 by not buying aero socks for a start. But what if a properly basic bike could be fast? And not just fast, but actually close the gap between you and the best riders on the planet? You know what I'm hinting at. Let's find out. Yes, the cheapest e-bike we could find on Amazon is back. It has not caught fire yet, and technically it does still work. Although I could not call this bike in any way good. It is cheap, it is cheerful, and it does exactly what it says it was going to do, which is that this enormous battery here provides energy to power that back wheel to supplement what I've got in my legs. When I rode it, I couldn't not like it. And many of you seem to agree. Many, but not all. Some of you, I think, thought this was the work of Satan. But before you type madly in the comment section once again, just wait. Are you not even mildly curious to know whether or not a cheap e-bike has got what it takes to beat a super bike and a super climber up a horrible climb? It is time to wheel out the Twig, GCN's resident Uber climber. Surviving only on cups of tea and jam sandwiches, Andrew Feather has amassed more KOMs than any other man on the planet. And right now, ominously, he's nearing peak fitness. Our climb today is one that you don't actually hold the record on. So perhaps you'd like to explain yourself?
Yeah, so I checked the other day and yeah, I no longer hold the KOM. It was taken by a certain Ed Laverick the other day.
Does he know what he's doing, that lad?
He does know what he's doing, so I'm here to take revenge today.
Okay, well, I mean, tailwinds, and you got some stiff competition, so I'd say it's on. Talk us through the climb then, what is it?
So the climb is called Haresfield Beacon. It's 2.2 kilometres long, so it's quite a long climb. It's a gradual incline to start with, then it really ramps up. You've got some really steep 20–25% sections. Pretty bad surface, so you should be all right on those tyres. Could be quite slippery as well with the rain this morning, so again, plays to your favour. So yeah.
You getting the excuses in early?
I'm getting the excuses in early. Yeah.
Are you feeling nervous about taking on someone wearing baggy shorts and riding a cheap mountain bike?
A little bit, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
So, a lot on the line here, Andrew.
There is.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? The average speed for the KOM is about 20 kilometres an hour. Now, if you will remember that e-bikes like this are restricted to 25 kilometres per hour, which means, in theory, I should be able to ride up here at 25k an hour. Trouble is, when you dive into the details of this climb, as Andrew said, it's a bit steppy. So when I looked at his previous run up here, he was doing over 30k an hour at the bottom and over 30k an hour at the top, which I am not going to be able to do on this. So actually, although it's going to be able to give me 250 watts, it's not going to be able to give me 250 watts the whole way up. So whilst I was feeling confident, I'm not so confident anymore. Right, you ready?
I'm ready.
There's a lot of riding on this.
I know.
3, 2, 1, go. There we go, motor's kicked in. Oh God, okay. Well, I'm at 25k an hour. And he's obviously just dancing away. I'm gonna call foul. There's a bit of slipstreaming going on. Okay, don't panic. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Got a good gap, although he's got a lot more power than me on the steep stuff.
Worryingly, I can't feel much coming from the motor. I can still see him.
Getting steep.
I'm working pretty hard. Okay, here we go. He's in sight.
Oh no.
Sorry mate, well done. Doing really well. Okay, I've got to steal the march now. Because it flattens off at the top. Motor's cut out. I'm near the top. Come on, baby! My hamstrings. Why are my hamstrings hurting? Oh God! Come on!
Just got him at the end. Oh. What a good race.
Oh my God.
So close. Well done. You were absolutely flying in the steep bit.
You know, the motor didn't even work.
Didn't it?
That was just me. Yeah, honestly, when you came past me at the top, it was literally like you were on a motorbike. Oh my word.
It's funny, actually, just shows. It's the same for me, that feeling when I hit that steep bit and you came round me, I was like, well, I'm never going to be able to keep up with him, but I knew at the top it flanned out a little bit, so I knew if I could just keep you within my sights, I might be able to get you.
Oh man.
But what a good race. I mean,
that was amazing.
Really good.
So most important bit, how's Andrew got the KOM?
Let's have a quick look.
So 6:44 to beat.
6:44.
You got 6:44?
Yeah, same
tied?
Same time, tied.
No way.
Tied, yeah. Tied KOM. Laverick, you won't have a notification. There you go. I wonder what your time will be actually. Well, probably pretty close, I thought.
Well, yeah, I probably was about 20 seconds off by the end. I might have beaten the previous KOM, helped by Andrew Feather.
You're fourth.
Oh, hang on a minute. No, fifth. Fifth on the big one. Let me just quickly change it to e-bike.
So, is that a good result for the e-bike? I don't know, to be honest. Clearly on the steep sections, the extra 250 watts from the motor was enough to put some serious time into Feather, even overcoming the extra 10 kilos of body weight and 20 kilos of extra bike. In fact, on anything over 10%, the Miata was, almost unbelievably, faster. I was having to try quite hard too. On the very steepest section, we calculated that me and the e-bike together were having to produce over 700 watts. It was painfully clear that I wasn't able to go over or even very close to 25k an hour, and so my average speed for the whole segment was just 19.6 kilometers per hour. Less than I'd hoped for, but in the context of a bike that cost £529, not bad at all. However, put me back on a superbike in Lycra, I think that perhaps I'd actually have been able to go up that hill in the same time. Maybe another race is called for.
Well, I'm absolutely buzzing off that. What a race! If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up, especially if you want to see Andrew back on the channel for more. I'd be really interested to know whether or not that was the result that you were expecting. It's not the one I was expecting. I thought I was going to get the win, if I'm totally honest. But, you know, I'd rather have a good race than a meaningless victory. But yeah, get involved in the comment section. Also, has it changed your perspective on what you think of e-bikes? Are they better for this or worse for this? And I know many of you will probably not enjoy the prospect of e-bikes racing normal pedal bikes. Anyway, get stuck in. Really look forward to reading what you've got to say. Anyway, that's it for us. Do make sure if you haven't subscribed to GCN already that you do so, and we'll see you on the next one.
Two stars of the GCN universe, Andrew Feather and Killian Kelly, are taking on Zwift Academy 2023. The Academy is a pro-level fitness program that anyone can join and use to boost their fitness and their riding prowess, but it is also a serious tool that teams and Zwift are using to identify the next big cycling talent. Both our chargers are coming at it from different angles this year. Feather off the back of another dominant hill climb season, which culminated in him winning the UK National Hill Climb Championships on the infamous Struggle. Killian, he's coming at it from his couch. Both from different ends of the cycling spectrum, but it's an interesting scenario nonetheless. Will we see Feather coming up trumps and taking on a monument for a pro team next year, or will Killian take a victory for us all?
If I wasn't cursing Connor before, which I obviously was, I am now.
It all starts here, folks.
Like, Andrew Feather can't even be his real name. It's like having a world-class sprinter and his name just happens to be like Johnny Blastoff. Nonsense.
Okay, so we've got two contrasting entrants into the Zwift Academy this year. Starting with Andrew Feather, who is a thoroughbred mountain goat. His watts a kilo are out of this universe, and it is even said that professors of perpetual motion are looking to study his DNA. he declined. However, on the other hand, his experience of Zwift and Zwift racing is nil. He hasn't got much of it, and that could hamper his efforts. Kilian, on the other hand, is used to the indoor trainer. He's used to Zwift. Who remembers his journey to the Étape d'Azur on Zwift, and also that incredibly steep hill that I sent him up last year when he took on the Zwift Academy.
I actually can't do it. Jesus.
But as much as I love the guy, his fitness isn't at the same level as Andrew Feather, and he climbs about as fast as I do, which isn't that fast, unfortunately. But I think that experience is going to count for something in the Zwift Academy. I believe in him, and I think he can go places. They are both in the fights though. Zwift Academy has begun, and I caught up with our two protégés to see what their objectives were. Andrew, we've just caught you off the back of winning the National Hill Climb Championships. What have you been up to since then?
Pretty much eating a lot of cake and chocolate, putting on quite a few kilos.
Andrew, this isn't what I want to hear. I want to hear motivation. You're going to win the Zwift Academy. You are, I believe in you.
I'm fully in my off-season at the moment.
How much of a role has indoor training played in your general preparation for hill climbs?
I mean, indoor training, I don't do any indoor training. Everything's outside while I do. Even in the winter, I just feel that, you know, going outside, getting the fresh air, being on real roads, that's you know, I enjoy that. I don't know whether indoor training, you know, I've not really ever tried it. I've done a little bit, but not much. What's your objectives? What are you hoping to achieve by taking part? I think just a bit of general experience riding inside, what the Zwift is like. You know, I've done a couple of things on Zwift. I've done the Alpe d'Huez challenge, I think, you know, with yourself and the other presenters, so that was really good. Never done a workout on Zwift. I think, you know, part of the Zwift Academy is doing a workout, so that would be interesting.
Nice. Well, we've got 6 weeks ahead of us, and it is the perfect opportunities, you know, to get the fitness, get it improving, get it going in the right direction again as we head into the winter months.
Yep.
And also, Andrew, I do think we need to believe here. I think we need to believe. We need some motivation, because I want to see you on the Mer de Huy next year, smashing it, getting the medal, then employing me as your coach. Right, nice one. Good luck, mate. Let's smash it.
Cheers, mate.
Don't leave me hanging, Andrew. Come on. Right, hold my wheel. Come on, we've got some reps to do. Feather then, not quite sure what he's got himself into, but I'm sure he's going to smash it. I was interested though to see where Kilian's head was at before the academy started.
Kilian, good to see you. Thanks for being up for another wacky challenge. I'm not sure I had a choice, Connor, but thanks for asking me. No, you're going to nail it, Kilian. You've got this. You've got it. We followed your transformation when you took part in the Étape d'Azur. You went from 0 to hero back then. An absolutely stellar job to get through that. How's your riding been going since then?
Well, I've got a graph that shows me that if I went from 0 to hero in July last year, I've gone right back down to pretty much 0 again. I've got the proof.
Well, I'm a big believer in residual fitness because it's been 4 years, over 4 years, since I completed the Giro d'Italia, and I still like to think that there's some sort of form in there from that. But how far has your fitness dropped? It can't have gone down that much.
Well, it has, I think. I don't think it hasn't gone right back down. Like I like in the build up to the Étape, I did the Wicklow 200. That was last year, and earlier this year, I did the Wicklow 100. I didn't do the 200, but I kind of did no training for that, and it was fine. You know, so I don't think I would have done that the year before. So I think you're probably right. Like there is a bit of residual muscle memory in there somewhere.
There you go. It's that hope I want you to keep clinging to, Kilian. You're my underdog hero. What are your personal objectives for taking part this year?
Well, something I definitely learned about myself doing the Étape challenge was that I need a goal. I can't just pootle around and maintain fitness. I need something to aim for.
I think you could do it. I think you could get a bigger fitness gain, improvement percentage-wise than he does.
Well, I mean, if there's anything I'll be able to beat Andrew Feather in, it'll be percentage improvement. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to say I can do that. I've got plenty of room for improvement, whereas I'd say Feather's room for improvement is
not very big at all. So yeah, I think I can take him.
So now we know what our riders are hoping to achieve as they take on Zwift Academy, but let's have a look at exactly what they are taking on, because the Academy takes the form of 6 weeks through 6 structured workouts, which are designed to really push them to their limits in different ways. And they've also got to take on 2 races, all before the 17th of December. The workouts are all up now and ready to take on demand, and the races too are spread across different dates and times, so there really is something for everyone no matter where you are in the world. You can take it on now, no matter who you are. It is a great way of boosting your fitness this time of year. If you do want a shout though of getting a pro contract at the end of it all, which is a possibility, then you need to take on the full length of every single workout. Once you've completed them all, power from these efforts is then analysed, and if it's looking good, then you could advance to the next stage of the Zwift Academy. A bit like gladiators, without the spray tan and the leotards. No, actually it's kind of similar, isn't it? But jokes aside, this is a serious talent ID programme. If it works out for you, if you are looking for that pro contract, you could find yourself landing with the likes of Alpecin de Koning or Canyon SRAM. Anyway, time to see how my chargers are getting on in their first workout. Andrew's into his first workout there, he's doing well, but he's coming into the key part of it. It's 2 30-second efforts where he needs to go as hard as he can. I'm quite intrigued to see what power you can put out here, mate. Up, 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 up! Come on! 780 watts, 800 watts I'm seeing here. God, hold it.
First workout now, it's called Explosive 30s, but it's a bit of a mixture of 30 seconds and 2 minutes. It's, you know, the wibbly line in the colour graph. Never good at that wibbly line. It means you have to go all out. I'm in the big ring already, ready to go for when erg mode gets disabled. Oh God, I haven't done that for a while.
Andrew, you're 45 minutes into your first session, pretty much halfway through.
Yep.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's all right. The first effort, well, the last 2 minute effort is pretty difficult.
How's the form compared to normal?
The form is, I haven't really done this, I think, the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it's quite hard to really get going again, just because this is kind of my off season, but I'm giving it a go. Bit of fun, see what happens.
Don't worry about it, just do your best. If you never try, you never know.
Oh, I didn't enjoy that. Ooh. Oh. Do you ever wonder what Feather would be getting in those sorts of tests?
Minute and a half to go. Come on! I want my agent fee when you get this pro contract.
Oh, that last 20 minutes was much harder than I was expecting. But I think it was 80% of my FTP for 20 minutes, and couldn't do it. Got about halfway through and I had to reduce the relative effort down even further. I know that's the type of character I am. If I have a goal and there's something to aim for, I'm much more likely to keep the legs moving. So have that Andrew Feather. Wonder how he got on. Probably doesn't even know what a burrito does or a truck. Probably knows what a feather does, seeing as how he's like god of feathers.
Yeah. How did it go? What were the numbers?
The numbers were, okay, so the average power was 253, neutralised power 295. The max, well, the 30-second power, which I think was being tested, was 746. 2 minute power, I'm not sure, probably around I haven't got 2 minute power here, but I can probably around 475 looking at the 1 minute power. Yeah, I'd say 475.
That's decent, that's a good start.
Yeah, sort of a bit of a shock to the system. But it's interesting to do. I've not really had much experience of indoor riding, so it's interesting to do the test. Really.
I'll let you get a shower, recover.
Brilliant.
Good effort.
Cheers.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Still getting commission when you get the pro contract.
Okay.
So then, the Zwift Academy is underway and our GCN hopefuls are off to what I think is a good start. Don't forget, you too can head over to Zwift and take on the Academy yourself. It is a great motivator to jump on the bike and take on some cracking workouts if that is your thing, or maybe it's your thing to go looking for a pro contract, because that is what is potentially at the end of all this. Don't forget to please give Killian and Andrew some goodwill in the comment section down below, because I think they're going to need it, and I'm really rooting for them. I really hope they can smash this Zwift Academy. I'd love to see it. Will Killian get his best ever FTP? Will Andrew get that pro contract? It's all to play for, folks. It is all to play for. Who's going to make the greatest improvement in fitness? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with their progress. We've got another video coming out soon when the Academy finishes on the 17th of December. So we'll keep you posted and let's see how they get on. It's all to play for. I've honestly never felt more physically sick in a GCN video. Here you go, mate. Up, 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 up. Come on, go. Go, 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 go!
Can we beat a pro climber in a race? Now, if any one of us took on a pro climber one-on-one, we'd get absolutely smoked. And if we did a running relay race against someone like Usain Bolt in a 4x100 meters, we'd get absolutely destroyed in that too. But cycling on a climb, I think it could be a different story. So we're going to find out. It's time for 4 GCN presenters versus 1 pro climber. Come on!
Our race is simple. 4 GCN riders, 1 baton versus Andrew Feather, the current British National Hill Climb champion, a specialist who can produce power numbers equal to the best climbers in the world. He has a VO2 max higher than many of the pro peloton and he eats KOMs for breakfast. At 65 kilograms and a peak 5-minute power of over 500 watts, he's going to be hard to beat, and ordinarily he would smoke any of us, but he has to ride the entire climb and we have to only ride a quarter each. Our battleground today is Cheddar Gorge in southwest England, 4.6 kilometres at 4%. But don't let that fool you, this is a tough climb with ramps and is 20% at its steepest. The Tour of Britain has raced up here. Lloydie used to have the KOM, but it's currently held by Alex Dowsett at 8 minutes 43 seconds. And the segment we're using is the National Hill Climb course. It starts here and finishes at this junction.
Come on team, huddle in. If we're going to beat that, we're going to need a plan. So I've got an idea. The climb's going to take us about 8 to 9 minutes. I'll go first. The steep section, I've probably got the best power to weight on paper at the moment. I'll try and live with Feather on the 20%. Then I'm going to pass on to you, Connor. I need 3 minutes from you of just solid World Tour power.
Never made it to World Tour, but yeah.
Don't worry about that, just do the best you can. Then Alex, you're up next. And then Manon, last leg. You got the best sprint of all of us, so just smoke him.
Well, that all sounds good, but after this steep section, it levels off. You're literally like a tractor, Connor. Feather's just going to sit in behind and draft you.
Yeah, but that's where you and Manon come in, Alex. Because if he's sitting in, you need to attack him. You need to put him to the sword. Tour of Britain's sprint skills here, Alex. Come on.
Yeah, and then bang, we unleash the Dragon Queen to drop some Welsh watt bombs to finish the job.
Dragon Queen?
Yeah, you're Welsh. They love dragons.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Anyway, Wales never fails. Come on, go up. Positions, team.
Oh, I actually made some Welsh cakes today. I brought them with me.
Nice one.
If we win, we can have them.
Right, this is our start line, the bottom of Cheddar. Oh, me versus the Feather. I'm going to count some beeps in. He can't track stand. Got an advantage. Beep, 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 beep. Ugh.
I've honestly never felt more physically sick in a GCN video.
I'm still coughing. Right, so you tell us from the start what happened at you describe your section.
Oh, the steep section, just sort of marking each other a bit. Managed to stay with him, and then just before the handover, got ahead of him just for the...
Yeah, he came out in front.
To get
so you started with a little gap.
Little slight lead.
I saw a slither of red.
He was in the red as well. He wasn't, but I like to think he was.
I saw a slither of red come around the corner. I went through. He did a good changeover.
Yeah.
I tried to pick the pace up like straight away.
Yeah.
To try and like shock Andrew.
Yeah.
But he was straight on my wheel. I was like, oh. You know that feeling.
As soon as I heard you guys coming, I was like, right, I need to go super quick. And I was like, oh my God, quick, come on. So you must have like 20 meters on me or something?
He attacked me coming into
right at the end, yeah, because I was sitting on your wheel on that second section.
Yeah.
And it was, just trying to conserve energy basically. And
I managed to I got back on the wheel. I got back on the wheel. I sat in for a minute. And then I did this outrageous attack, and I was like, right, this is it. I was like, I've got it, I'm bringing it home. And then I glanced behind and Andrew's still there.
Oh, no. He's like the Terminator.
So I then had to very quickly reassess the situation, and I just panicked and rode as hard as I could till I saw Manon.
That's what I did, basically.
But we had an okay change.
Yeah.
Manon was straight on the wheel, but Andrew attacked.
In my head, you were coming around that corner without Andrew. I don't know why, I just thought you'd be miles ahead of him and it was all gonna be fine. And you came around the corner and Andrew was right on your wheel, so I was like, oh, right, okay. I'm gonna have to do something here. So change over into the pocket. I was like, right, I'm gonna let Andrew go in front, sit on him. He just went straight as we changed.
Yeah.
I was like, right, just go, just committed. Started to bridge the gap. The line was coming and it was about that close.
Oh no!
It was literally probably that close.
Yeah.
Really?
5 more metres. And
She would have gone round me. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was just. And it's quite hard. It was quite a hard last section because you could see the finish line going quite a long way out, and there's a long straight road. But
I was just in the distance, just like my fingers crossed. I was like, come on!
Can't believe we've lost.
You've got a really strong sprint there. You would have gone by me.
If you'd like to have given me a bit more of a lead.
I tried my best.
Nothing. He might as well have up on his own.
We only had to ride a quarter of the climb each.
Does this mean Andrew's 4 times better than us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Oh, fair play.
What did you average for the whole thing?
Did 453 watts. And I think it was 8 minutes 45 or something.
Close. That's close to the Tour of Britain.
Yeah.
Average speed of 31.6, I think. So
uphill.
That's steep.
We had, I think it was a bit of an advantage. We had a little bit of tailwind. I think that was definitely help push us all on.
And it's a one-man peloton. This one.
Literally.
Oh, for God's sake. So there you have it. Andrew Feather has beaten us again, like some kind of Terminator.
Previously on GCN, we did a hill climb race between a beginner cyclist, Freddie, an experienced amateur cyclist, me, and a pro-level hill climb champion cyclist, Andrew Feather. Now, setting off a minute apart on our test climb, Andrew Feather, our pro, made short work of both myself and Freddie. And this was largely down to him having by far the best power to weight ratio. And this video prompted lots of comments, a lot of comments suggesting we should do the same race again, but with us all weighing the same. So we're back on the same climb with the same riders, and we're gonna do exactly that. I've got some weight, some weights here. Now a quick recap. Our race is taking place on a hill local to us, the Col de Bannerdown. 2 kilometers long with an average of 7.4% and pitches of 12%. Last time Freddie did the climb in 13:28. I did it in 6 minutes 40 and Andrew in 5 minutes 20. Now yeah, Andrew Feather's power is higher than ours, but if we weigh him down, that'll slow him down, which means he'll have to produce less power because he'll be doing it for a longer duration. Welcome to our world. To apply the weight handicaps, we first need to get Freddie's baseline system weight. You can get on the scales, Freddie.
98.7.
It's saying 81 kilograms. So I need to add 17.5 kilograms. Andrew's going to do his system weigh-in.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
79.3.
79.3. Right, we need to add the handicap. Where is it? Where is it? Right, let's get the handicap ready. You're going to enjoy this. Right, we'll try that. Oh yeah, that's good. There you go.
I literally can't do one arm. That's serious, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So let's see where we're at with that. Kind of wish your bike was heavier, don't you? More of the weight on the bike. Race is going to be the same format as last time. We're setting off at minute intervals. Freddie, our beginner, is going first, although I should point out he's definitely less of a beginner than he was. That doesn't bode too well for us. I mean, he says he's lost some weight and he's got a new upgraded bike as well. And his FTP's gone up. Anyway, Freddie, are you ready?
Yep.
Right. 3, 2, 1, go. He's off. That's a quick start, that.
Oh, Jesus. I can't believe I'm back up this flipping hill. Also, hi, Mum. This time I'm actually going to pace myself, I reckon.
Right, Freddie, I'm coming for you. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, God. Oh, oh.
3, 2, 1, go.
I got to beat 14 minutes.
It's amazing how much easier it feels now I'm on this flatter section of the climb. The weight just feels horrendous on the steeper bits. Something I'm really struggling with is getting out of the saddle. It's so difficult with the weight on. I'm just trying to stay seated, but my power's a bit down. You can just see Freddie up ahead. This is where I got him last time, and he's way further up. I'm definitely gaining on him though.
Motivation now.
Oh God. The crazy thing is that this is the same point he caught me last time. Oh God. I hate you! Oh God, I still hate you.
Coming into the closing 400 metres, and we were all in sight of each other. I was clawing my way up to Freddie, and Andrew Feather was bearing down on him at a much faster rate. The line was approaching, but could Freddie hold off Feather? Freddie is on his limit, but does he have anything left in the tank? Could he hold off Andrew to the line? The line is fast approaching for both riders, and both of them are giving it their all, but it's Freddie who somehow manages to produce a final sprint to the line that Mattia van der Poel would be pleased with. Chapeau Freddie.
I can actually taste blood. That was good.
That was horrible. That's so much harder. That's so much harder than what you'd expect. I just find like when you're out of saddle, you're like a pendulum. So I just couldn't get the power out.
Yeah, you had to sit there, I sat down in the end.
But there's really steep bits on that where you don't want to sit down. Well, we've looked at the results, and well, the times are pretty interesting. So I managed to do it in 9 minutes 31 seconds. Andrew managed to do it in 8 minutes dead, so he took almost over a minute and a half out of me. And Freddie did it in 9:59, which was amazing because he's taken a massive chunk of time off his PB, his time from last time. Like, 3 minutes 40 he's taken off there, which is incredible. And he's also, well, he's less of a beginner now, he's got a power meter as well. He averaged over 300 watts going up there, which is blooming impressive. So, fair play, Freddie. Unfortunately, that does mean though that the results were pretty much the same as what they were last time. Also, you may have noticed that Andrew managed to catch me in the pretty much exact same place as he caught me the first time as well. How did you find riding with the rucksack on?
Just really difficult. I mean, when I ride a hill, I'm predominantly always standing up on the pedals, so you've got your weight forward.
Yeah.
Whereas when you've got a really heavy backpack on, you're going back, so you almost, it's just your weight balance is just completely messed up, really.
I found when you tried to get out of the saddle, it was like you were a pendulum, and it was unbalanced. It's just, yeah. And I don't know about you, but I found I'm making excuses now, right? But my power was lower than last time, but that's not, for me, that's not fitness. It was just, I really struggled to get the power out with this.
Yeah.
I'm reliably informed though as well that the real winner here overall is Freddie, because he beat you to the line. And it was a handicap race. Oh, amazing.
It was a good finish.
Right.
Dream come true, sprint finish with Andrew Feather.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have. And unexpectedly for me, my favourite bit has been seeing the progression and improvement from Freddie, our beginner. Really impressive stuff and inspiring.
We've got one of the best climbers in the world, our very own cycling twig, Andrew Feather, and we're going to see if he can ride up the most famous, most prestigious climb in cycling, Alpe d'Huez, faster than any other human. We're going to see if he can do it virtually using the latest and most high-tech indoor training gear. Alpe d'Huez, not the longest or hardest climb, but as the centrepiece of so many editions of the Tour de France, its 21 hairpins and historical significance make it the most prestigious and famous in cycling. It's 12 kilometres long with an average gradient of 8.6%, and the current KOM is Romain Bardet at 36 minutes 21 seconds. That is absolutely rapid, and it means he averaged 20 kilometres an hour uphill. Therefore, being the fastest ever human to ride up Alpe d'Huez is something extremely prestigious and definitely worth bragging about. So we want to see if our hill climbing champion of the people, one of the most talented natural born climbers on the planet, dad and solicitor, Andrew Feather, can do it faster than Romain Bardet. And we want to see if he can do it virtually with the help of Wahoo RGT. And well, I've been doing some maths, and on paper, if he has a good day and he can put out the numbers that he sort of theoretically can do, well, it's possible. So I'm excited. Let's go see what he can do. Inside GCN Megabase, I've set up Wahoo X for Feather. We've got his bike on a Wahoo Kicker to accurately measure his power output and translate it to the virtual world using Wahoo RGT's Magic Roads function, which we've used to create a virtual model of Alpe d'Huez. We're at the base of the climb now. Feather, how are you feeling?
A bit nervous. No, I'm not used to indoor training, so yeah, give it my best shot.
Well, we'll see. It's a good virtual dress rehearsal for the real thing. Have you got a pacing strategy in mind?
I think just follow that person on the right, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've actually set up a bot. This is something you can do in the app. This bot is set at Alpe d'Huez record pace, so quicker than Romain Bardet. I think it comes out at about 36 minutes, 10 seconds. It's set at 6 watts per kilo. So as long as you can match that and sit on the bot, then you'll be okay.
Be okay, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're off. Oh. It's a strong start. I'm going to get the fans on for you, keep you cool. Cooling is going to be key. Feather set off at a ferocious pace. I mean, the pace that he's doing, he's going over just over 6 watts per kilo. He's matching the bot. Most people couldn't sustain this kind of pace for a minute, but he's trying to do it for over 30 minutes. I mean, this is absolutely insane. So an important detail is that Feather's using the latest Wahoo Kicker V6. And the key upgrade with this is it now has Wi-Fi connectivity
in addition to the Bluetooth and ANT+. Why is that important? Well, it's a more reliable connection. It means it can update firmware automatically, but more importantly than that, if you're doing something like this where it's a max effort and you're giving everything, or if you're just doing an e-race and you don't want your connection to drop out, which can happen with Bluetooth connections, the Wi-Fi is just much more robust, much more reliable. For example, if Alex went next door and started warming his lunch in the microwave, something like microwave signals or the washing machine being on can interfere with Bluetooth, not with the Wi-Fi. An interesting detail is Feather's climbing style. So he likes to ride out the saddle a lot, and this is because he finds that that's how he gets most of his power out. And you know, it's a bit like Alberto Contador. But I've done some maths, and I've worked out that on a climb like Alpe d'Huez, depending on how unaerodynamic you are out the saddle, because some people are more upright than others, it could cost you around 2 minutes versus being seated, because at this speed, aerodynamics still matters, even though you're going uphill. Now, in virtual reality, it doesn't take that into consideration yet. Something that the Wahoo indoor setup can do really well, though, is respond to changes in gradient. So although the Alp averages around 8%, it's quite deceptive because it changes in gradient quite a bit. It has ramps at 14, which are quite killer. And something you get is a sort of leveling off on the hairpins, and then the hairpins, when you ride them in real life, they kind of like spit you out and you get a bit of an acceleration. And what's really cool is when you ride virtually like this, it's able to give you that same sensation because of the flywheel holding your inertia that then sort of releases it out of the hairpin. But it's, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's good, realistic training. You see here, he's just coming up to halfway point on the climb, and he's on record pace at the moment, so 18 minutes at the halfway point. So it's on record pace. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling okay. It's just sitting in his slipstream. It seems like I'm saving 10 watts by doing so at the moment, which is good.
Can you believe this guy? He's 19 minutes in at 6 watts per kilo. He's just talking like he's doing zone 2.
No, it's hang.
I hate you. I hate you. We're heading into the last 2 kilometers to go. Feather is still keeping pace with the pace bot, still doing around 6 watts per kilo the whole way up. It blows my mind. We're coming up to 30 minutes. Can he do the last 2K in 6 minutes? That is the thing, it's so tight, it's so tight. He's there or thereabouts. I just can't believe the power that you're actually managing to hold here. It's so impressive. Feather's attacking the bot now. He's trying to put some distance in. He's paced it to perfection. He's trying to do a negative split, so now he's putting in a surge to get a gap on the bot. And already you can see the pace bot is 10, 12 meters back on Feather. So he's opening up a gap. He's trying to push on to the finish. He's got 1.7 kilometers to go. What you're witnessing here is an exhibition in just pure aerobic talent and climbing prowess. 500 watts, I just saw him then. Oh, I don't know how he does it. One more hairpin to go. That is hairpin number 20 just gone round. We've got 1.1 Ks left. Oh, that's it, he's going under the red kite. 900 meters to go. One more hairpin, and he's got, three minutes. He's got 3 minutes to do this final kilometre. Last 500 meters to go. Oh, come on. How quick can you go? How quick can you get under the record?
This is it now. This is where you get everything out. This is where you absolutely smash it. We get everything. Just empty the tank. Last 170 metres. Oh, 89 watts per kilo. Oh, mate. That is amazing. Oh, you're absolutely dripping. That's not a surprise. That is incredible. Look at that! 35 minutes dead. 35 minutes dead. That is ridiculous. Whoa. Well, I can see here, average power, 390 watts.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, I think from my perspective, it helps a lot with the kicker climb because I've got a kicker at home and I'm always flat, but I like riding out the saddle. So just to replicate my climbing position made it much easier and made me probably do more power kind of thing. So
you're just orientating your muscles in the way that you like to climb. Yeah, that is interesting.